Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up with Rhinebeck. Wake up, wake up, wake up with Rhinebeck.
Hi, I'm Michelle Barone.
And I'm Mark Malone, and we're here at one of the premier destinations in the Hudson Valley.
Absolutely, the Rhinebeck Aerodrome, and we're here with one of our friends, Jim Hare.
Welcome, Jim, and thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank
Great
you
to have
so
you with
much,
us.
Jim. This is unbelievable, and what a gorgeous day we have here.
Perfect day to be at the Rhinebeck Aerodrome. And behind us today, we have the Spirit of St. Louis. Beautiful airplane.
Unbelievable. Tell us a little bit about it, Jim.
Well, this is the latest addition to the Aerodrome collection. It was built from scratch right here at Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome by Ken Cassins and a great crew. It was a long-term project. We believe it to be the most accurate reproduction of Charles Lindbergh's airplane.
Wow.
Made famous for crossing the Atlantic Ocean nonstop in 1927, and after about a 20-year project, we finally got it flying in December. And it's becoming a performer in our Saturday air shows.
It's amazing, and Jim was showing it to us earlier,
Yes.
and it's got no window out the front.
I know,
So
it's got
it's
a
a tough
periscope.
airplane to fly.
Yeah, it is definitely tough. We're going to see some of the inside soon, but this was a working project with the Smithsonian, correct?
Yes,
Smithsonian?
we worked very close with the National Air and Space Museum on this project. They've been a big help over the years. Cole Palin, the founder of the Aerodrome, has worked with them for decades, really, trading airplanes and parts and pieces back and forth. It's a great relationship.
I was
to have.
amazed just looking inside it. It really is a great airplane.
Well, let's take a little bit of a look around.
Sure. Well, here it is.
This is unbelievable.
The Spirit of St. Louis, the culmination of a dream of our founder, Cole Palin. Charles Lindbergh was his hero. He always wanted to have a Spirit of St. Louis flying here, and now we finally have it.
Can't believe he flew this across the Atlantic. I mean, that's
I know. That's unbelievable.
that's a tight squeeze, right, to get in there.
That's unbelievable. What year was that?
That was 1927, May of 1927, and it was a turning point in aviation, and we feel that Lindbergh's flight really, for the United States anyway, that was when people began to believe that aviation was here for real, and we're just thrilled that we can present this airplane to the public and give them a little history of aviation overall.
When did you do the unveiling of the plane?
Back in May, on the 89th anniversary of Lindbergh's flight, we had a big gala event here. The
Nice.
Rhinebeck Bank was here as
Yes,
guests
we
of
were here
ours.
supporting you.
And we had a great celebration and had the inaugural flight for the public and
Wow.
a great party afterwards to
I
celebrate
heard
it
it was
all.
a good time. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there, but we did have some representation there.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
It was wonderful.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history and Cole Palin and how the aerodrome got started?
Yeah, we refer to Cole Palin all the time, like everybody knows him, and he was around Rhinebeck. He was here for over 50 years, but he was a kind of a quiet individual. You might catch him at Foster's on a Sunday night having dinner. But Cole Palin was enamored with aviation as a young boy. He got his private pilot's license when he was 17 years old, and then he served with the United States Army as an infantryman. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, and after World War II on the GI Bill, he got his airplane mechanic's license down at Roosevelt Field, same airport that the Spirit of St. Louis took off from.
Beautiful.
And while he was there, he discovered 6 World War I airplanes stored in a hangar down there that had been put on display back in the 20s and sort of shoved aside and forgotten about.
Wow.
He thought they should be saved. He found out they were going to go up for public auction in the early 1950s, knocked down the hangar, put up the Roosevelt Shopping Mall, and he staked his life savings on those 6 World War I airplanes.
Saving a piece of history.
And ironically, he got them all. And
Wow.
he trailered them up to his dad's farm outside of Poughkeepsie, Red Oaks Mills, New York. Came to this property in 1957, 1958. This was a foreclosed piece of property. The owner of the property had been murdered, unsolved murder to this day. And in 1958, the old Rhinebeck Aerodrome was born to very humble beginnings.
Wow, that's a great
Fantastic.
story.
It is a great story. And now one of his other dreams came true with the Spirit of St. Louis.
It was.
Unbelievable.
He purchased a bunch of old airplane parts, and this Wright Whirlwind engine was in amongst the parts. It's the parts that we use for our biplane rides airplane now.
Wow.
And when he got the engine in 1978, he decided, well, I've got the engine. I want to build the rest of the airplane. And he started the project. It was backburnered numerous times, and Cole passed away in 1993 and never got to finish it. So it was a great accomplishment for the Aerodrome staff to do it in honor of his memory.
That's
really
fantastic. That's amazing. You know what? We'd love to take a look at some of the other planes you have. They're all flying, right?
We have a collection here that is airworthy all season long. We have 12 or 14 vintage airplanes. We maintain an airworthy condition. It's one of the few places in the world that you can still see these old airplanes fly right up close.
Again, it's right here in Dutchess County.
Let's take a look. What's the next plane called?
The Fleet Finch.
All right, let's take a peek.
This is a great training airplane designed back in the late 20s, the Model 16B. Reuben Fleet was a great aviation pioneer. He started Consolidated Aircraft up in Buffalo, New York, and then Fleet became a division of that. And they were building training biplanes in the early 1920s. This one was the last of the Fleet biplanes, designed as a World War II trainer, essentially. This was built by Fleet of Canada. They moved over to Fort Erie, Ontario. Rugged biplane, great landing gear, great engine.
Jim, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got to ask you a question. What's the toilet paper for?
The toilet paper. When you fly these airplanes, you want to roll a toilet paper with you. Now, that's one of the ways we always open up our Saturday and Sunday air shows with what we call the Delsey die, where the pilot throws a roll of toilet paper out of the airplane and sees how many times he can cut it before it
So,
gets
Michelle, you're going to get to do that later, I
No,
think,
no,
right?
you're going in the plane, not me.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
So do you have anything older?
We have the oldest flying airplane in the United States of America,
Really?
1909.
I'd love to check that out.
Right here?
Let's go check it
Let's
out.
do it.
This is it. We build as the oldest flying airplane in the United States of America. 1909, has its original data plate here, serial number 56, called the Blériot, named after its designer, Louis Blériot. He became very famous by flying across the English Channel in 1909. Like Lindbergh's flight in 1927, Blériot's hop over the Channel was a magnificent accomplishment.
It was in this plane.
This airplane very similar to this.
Wow.
This one was set up in an automobile junkyard in New Hampshire back in the 1950s. And there was a guy that knew about Cole Palin, and he finally got the owner to relinquish this airplane, and Cole got it flying back in the 50s. One of the first airplanes he ever became part of the collection, and has performed for us ever since. We don't fly very high or very
Little
far.
hopper.
It's in great shape for 1909.
It is.
I mean,
And now, do you have to be a certain weight to fly this plane? Because it doesn't look like it would hold too much.
The lighter, the better. Someone like myself may not have a successful flight in the Blériot. Alex Jameson that flies it, young man, lightweight, flies like a bird with him in it.
all right, so
It was crucial.
we're staying away from this.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get in this thing, but this is unbelievable.
It's kind of odd too. There's no floorboards in this airplane, so when you're actually in the air, you're looking right down at the ground.
That's
Kind of
so
strange.
cool.
That makes it a little more entertaining, I guess.
Like Fred Flintstone, you can stick your feet out to slow yourself.
Till you
How
stop
high
it.
does it go about?
During our air shows, we fly at the length of the runway on a nice, perfect day when the temperature and wind are right, about 20 feet altitude. We'll fly at the
Okay.
length of the runway, give it a nice hop. But back in its day, this was the premier flying airplane. Everything else was based on how good the Blériot flew.
Wow. Tell us about the headgear. What do you wear?
Safety equipment.
Yeah, what do you wear to fly?
Safety equipment?
Safety equipment.
Well, the flying gear that they used back then generally consisted of high boots because you wouldn't want to get caught in all these wires, leather jacket, flying scarf, of course, to wipe off the grease and the oil from your helmet and goggles. The helmet and goggles probably the most important part because it protects your head, your ears, and your eyes. And we do have some flying gear.
Yeah, can we take a look? Do you have some-
Yeah.
Carol's got some headgear for us right there. There she is.
All right.
Thanks, Carol.
Carol's got it all here at the
That's what
Aerodrome.
we have here.
Yeah, how
Well,
do we do this?
these are called flying helmets, and we put the tag in the back. You want to put one on?
Yeah, I'll put one on. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let's do this.
There you
I
go.
gotta take these off.
Yeah, those aren't official aviator
I
goggles.
know.
We
All
look like
right.
seasoned pros here, Michelle.
You do. You look like you're ready to go on an endurance flight in 1932.
Wow.
Can we get the goggles ready to go? Here.
Look at that.
Now this goes in here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Buckles up. Nice little strap there. Don't want to hide your pretty face there.
There
All right,
we go.
we're ready to go.
Are we going?
So which
You're
one of
going.
us is piloting?
Your choice. We'll flip the coin.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I think you're going.
Whoever gets heads flies. Whoever gets tails buys lunch.
Deal.
All right, deal.
That sounds like a way to go. This is a Fokker D7. This was the probably the best airplane that Germany had available in World War I. Wow. It's a 100% accurate reproduction airplane that was built here at the aerodrome, and it is powered with an original 1918 Mercedes aircraft engine.
Wow, that's awesome. It's got some power then.
It does have some power. It also has a very unique paint scheme on it.
So the graphics are kind of
What
neat.
is that?
Well, the German pilots were allowed to decorate their airplane pretty much any way they wanted. And this pilot, by the name of Schutzel, took a scene from one of the Grimm brothers fairy tales called The Seven Schwabians, which is a very strange story indeed. I highly recommend you look it up. It takes a long time to explain it, but this is the way it looked, and we thought it looked pretty nice, so this was the paint scheme we chose on this airplane.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you so much for showing
thanks
us
for
around.
giving us a tour.
This
Coming
is
to see us. We
unbelievable.
love the Rhinebeck Bank.
Thank you.
We're happy you love us, and to the rest of us out there in the county, please come see these guys. I mean,
Yes.
air shows every weekend in the summer.
We fly every weekend, weather permitting, through the middle of October. Love to have you come
Fantastic.
see us.
What an amazing experience.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Jim.
Let's go fly.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Mark. Are you ready? Uh-oh.
He is now.
I'm ready now. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.